Hey everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Uminski. I almost feel like I don't have to ask, but I will. Chris, how you doing?
Merry Christmas to you too, Brian.
Yeah, it seems to be Christmas in March for Bruins fans. I mean, there are other trades. I guess we can talk about those too. But yeah, a lot of good stuff happening for Boston fans at the moment. What trade would you like to talk about first?
So I guess so. Today was the NHL trade deadline. We're recording this on Friday, March 3rd. Today was the NHL trade deadline. There were still a lot of moves happening today. So I guess before I get into the Bruins stuff, I'll talk about some of that. So Max Domi got moved last night. The Blackhawks are just tearing it all down. I really can't blame them. We saw this coming a mile away.
Yeah, especially after last year with
Yeah,
certain other stuff. But yeah,
we're we've already talked about that. But yeah, so that's a pretty significant move. Max Domi is a very good player. He went to the Stars. And they're my favorite Western Conference team, and they're probably going to win the Western Conference this year. And this is a move that I think is going to solidify that for them. He's going to be great in Dallas.
so good for Jerry Jones. Maybe his Cowboys can't pull it off, but he still owns the Stars, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, I'll do a fact check while we do that.
It'd be fun if he did.
Yeah. All right. So, any other trade you want to talk about here?
Yes. So there's that one, and Timo Meyer got moved from the Sharks. They're another team that's really looking at themselves and thinking, how can we get back to how great we used to be? And Timo Meyer has been a fixture there for a long time. He got traded to the Devils. I haven't looked at the specifics of that trade, but that's a pretty significant move for the Devils to make, especially going into the playoffs. And the Devils are going to be well positioned for the playoffs, I think, after this move.
Yeah. So good there. All right. So I was wrong. I just let um Dallas Stars owner is now Tom Gallardi, and he only paid $40 million for the team, and now they're valued at over $1 billion. So my man's making moves out
Yep.
here. Shout out Tom.
Yep. That's another reason I love the Stars. They're one of the most well-run teams probably in all sports.
Yeah, I actually don't know if I've ever seen a bigger increase of value in any of these deals recently. So good on him. Quick turnaround too. God,
Yep.
12 years already.
And
now they might make the cup.
He made hockey work in Texas.
Yeah, that's very good. All right. Any other trades you want to talk about?
From today, nope. I think I've got it covered. We already talked about Patrick Kane. We already talked about Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yep. Check out our last video for those. It's in the playlist, so you can pretty easily find that. So the Bruins, they were not done. We thought they might be done after last week, after making some big moves, but they added a few more pieces here.
Yeah, so we made a trade yesterday. We got Jesus, what a steal. We traded for Tyler Bertuzzi, who he's sort of a controversial figure in the NHL. I think I've mentioned him on this channel before. He was the only NHL player to not get vaccinated, which meant that a couple years ago he couldn't play in Canada.
All right. Well, luckily we're out of that era.
Yep, we're out of that. But also, he has this reputation for being a really gritty player, for being kind of a rat.
Okay.
And he gets traded to the Bruins, and they're building just such a gritty team with this. And we only traded them picks. Just draft picks. We're not going to have any draft picks for the next few years after these last few moves, but I don't care. A wise man once said, fuck them picks.
Yeah, that's the Dolphins, that's how they're doing. The Rams won a Super Bowl a couple years ago, doing that, and it seems that the Bruins are loading up for a run here. I mean, they're already the best team in hockey, and now they're like adding more pieces. How'd that play out recently in the last game?
So we're gonna talk about last night. So before we even get to that, Dmitry Orlov,
Mhm.
man, Don Sweeney hit it out of the park again.
Yeah,
He's he's a wizard. Orlov has 14 points in 3 games with the Bruins. He scored last night, and he scored twice the day before.
crazy.
Last night just put the absolute beat down on the Sabres. I think 7-1 was the final.
Yeah, I mean, in hockey, that's just getting run out of town, really.
Yeah, that's like stop. They're already dead.
Exactly. Yeah, that meme, the Simpsons meme. I love that. Yeah, that must have been a fun game to watch, Chris.
It
I would
was
imagine.
very fun to watch. I'm very jealous. I know a few people who are at the game. One
Ooh,
of my
yeah,
one of my friends took a pretty funny video. I know I shared it with you.
yeah.
Where it's just like going to the scoreboard. These motherfuckers got Braziled.
Oh man, yeah, not pretty there, but good for the Bruins. And so I saw a stat, right? If they finish 16-6, which not outside the realm of possibility, right? They will have the greatest season in the history of the NHL.
Yes, and we broke an NHL record last night. We are the fastest team to reach 100 points.
Crazy.
I think 101 points in 61 games is how we did it.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, we're optimistic here. You know, I think I don't think we saw this coming at all, right? This is a surprise dominant season
This
from the
this
Bruins.
whole season came out of what feels like nowhere, but the more I look at it, the more I look at who is on this team and how it's built. Like the pieces have been there the entire time. It's just been a matter of execution, and I think coaching had a big role to play in that in these last few
Yeah.
years. And just the front office been hitting it out of the park at the trade deadline and with signings.
Yeah.
They could
Oh,
draft
I
better,
mean,
but who cares? We're not going to get to draft anymore anyway.
right. That's a later problem. But
um,
yeah, I mean, we were shocked after the Bruins fired their coach at the end of the season, but it was the right move, clearly. Like you said, it was clearly a disconnect with coaching versus the talent on this team. So sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we don't know the whole story.
right? Yeah.
So, Chris, I gotta ask, with all the moves they've made, with how the Bruins are playing so far, what is the expectation now as a fan? The adjusted expectation for this team?
For me, and I know I'm not alone in saying this, it's cup or bust.
Yeah.
And there's one move that they made yesterday that I haven't gotten to talk about yet. And to me, that sort of like exemplifies the all-in attitude the Bruins have.
And what is that move?
And that is at long last, after worrying for the last 2 years, year and a half or so, David Pastrnak has a deal. He's getting paid.
Yeah. So are the terms of this deal for Pasternak?
So David Pastrnak has agreed to 8 years, $90 million, something like $11 million a year, something like that.
Yeah, like 11.8, something in that ballpark. I think I saw
11.25 million a season.
11.25. All right. See, not a math major here. I'll just talk about sports. I don't do math. But yeah, so fair deal, good deal for both sides, you think?
This is a good deal. I think he definitely could have made a lot more money if he had went out on the free agent market. But I think like he wants to stay in Boston. His family is in Boston. And I like he definitely took some kind of a discount to come, but he's still getting paid.
Yeah, so we love to see, the good players stick around for one and also get paid. Like you said, he could have made more, but a little bit of that hometown discount, right?
Yes. Yep. That's the exact term that I've been hearing.
Yeah. So, some people say it's not real. Maybe in this instance it is real. He did actually take less to stay here, which I think will make him very popular.
Oh yeah, and like he's already the biggest star on the Bruins, and he's one of the most popular athletes just in Boston.
Yeah, no doubt. I
He's
mean, Boston loves their hockey players, so he's pretty big around here. Um, yeah. So Cup or Bust, we'll of course be covering it all the way. And Chris, anything else that you wanted to bring up that we didn't get to yet?
I think that's it. Just looking forward to the Rangers tomorrow. Um, cup or bust. Anything less than a cup is unacceptable at this point.
All right, I agree. And I'm excited to see it all play out. So, Chris, where can they find you online?
You can find me on Twitter. That's Chris_Uminski. And I'm also on TikTok. That's at Chris Uminski. And those are the best places to find me and my hockey content.
Awesome. So go follow Chris there. You can follow me on Twitter at the fake BMAR. This BMARR channels. Wicked Good Sports on every social media. We're also on TikTok, of course. Search Wicked Good Sports. And other than that, Chris, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you all in the next one.